Brenden Butterbean Queen says he has no regrets over how he raced Kaden Honeycutt during the Thanksgiving Classic that he eventually went on to win. This is an article over here at Short Track Scene posted by Matt Weaver earlier this week. Let's get into what Brenden Butterbean Queen had to say, what he told Matt Weaver. He says, "I don't regret anything. I don't know why he was upset with me. I know he made some comments that Josh didn't do anything, and it was just me running him up to the fourth groove. We were mutually using each other and mutually using the brake to keep each other from crossing each other up. That was all hard, good racing. Honeycut took us 3 wide there and may have barely touched me, maybe barely, not, but when I ended up in the middle, I barely got into his left side into turn 1, but I ran on the apron trying to stay off him. Nothing big, just a wiggle, and he said I drove through him, but I really don't know how you drive through someone on their left side and no one crashed. I'm sure we'll talk about it. I know he's frustrated he didn't win. I'm a racer, and I would have expected him to do the same." So that is what Brenden Butterbean Queen had to say regarding comments that Kaden Honeycutt made following the Thanksgiving Classic race, where he ended up finishing second. This is what happened. We can watch the replay here between Butterbean, Josh Berry in the number 62, and then Kaden Honeycutt, which is in the number 17. He's kind of off screen right now, but let's take a look and see what happened with this contact. And I think Butterbean's assertions is accurate. So let's take a look. You can see Butterbean dives it in hard, kind of rides up a little bit. Josh Berry gives him room. Honeycutt then takes that space there on the bottom, goes 3 wide. They're going 3 wide. He kind of backs out of it, and then he gets it. He gets a really good run coming off of turn 2, 3 wide down the backstretch. Honeycutt is now into second, move Butterbean to third. He's now working on Josh Berry for the lead. And then Butterbean kind of does the same thing here, going 3 wide, but he gives him a little bit of a tap there, moves him up the track, and then he gets kind of squeezed by both Berry, and Butterbean falls to third. And Butterbean would go on to give Berry the bumper there, push him up, and get underneath of him and take the lead. After he gets past Berry, he would not look back and would go on to win the race. Honeycutt would also get past Berry and would have a chance to get around Butterbean with about 2 to go. He drives it in really hard into turn 3 and 4, but doesn't make any contact or try and move him up the track. And Butterbean kind of just drives off the corner and motors home to victory. Following the race, Honeycutt did have some strong words for Butterbean Queen. This is what he said. He called him a dump truck. And let's take a listen here to what he said.
It was just an opportunity by Mr. Packer and RS Race Cars is all I'm grateful for right now. It hurts for a lot of different emotional reasons. I'm not really going to say, but I'm telling you, if the piece of dump truck didn't run into me going into 1, that's the only opportunity he had after he raced Josh. That's why his nose looked like the way it did. So I'm done getting.
So the way that his nose looks like the way it did, it wasn't because he tapped Kaden Honeycutt. It was because he was bumping and grinding and racing with Josh Berry for about 20 laps before Honeycutt was able to catch up to them. Some of the best, most epic short track racing I've seen. Thankfully, Racing America has put it up on their YouTube channel, so you can watch that here after this video. But that's the reason why his nose was kind of beat up and bruised at the end of the race. It wasn't because he just lightly taps Honeycutt there going into 1. But let's continue.
Run into, I promise you, the first person that runs into me is probably going to go head on the fence. I'm tired of getting ran over. I feel like I'm one of the nicest people in the field, and I'm just done getting done dirty. So I caught them from probably 4 seconds back and didn't touch either one of them. And as soon as I had the opportunity that Brenden had, he ran straight into me. So I just appreciate all the guys by the effort, and we're a force to be reckoned with next year, and they got the momentum. And I'm one pissed off MFer, and we're going to go get it next year.
So that's what Kaden Honeycutt had to say immediately following the race. Brenden Butterbean Queen did kind of respond to him right after that. He talked to Matt Weaver in a post-race interview. Let's take a listen to what he had to say about Honeycutt and kind of what he heard about what Honeycutt had to say in his post-race interview.
And then Honeycutt got in the battle, which I thought he was a lap down, so it caught me off guard when we were 3 wide for the lead. And I was trying to get all the info that he was on the lead lap. I heard he was a little upset with me, but I love Honeycutt to death, man. I respect him so much, and I felt like we got 3 wide. It knocked me up a little bit, and then I got inside and I thought I barely got into him. I have to watch the replay. If I hit him harder, I'm sorry, but felt like we were racing for the lead there, and man, that everybody was driving the wheels off of him, and I'm just so glad so thankful we came out on top, man.
What is the
So that is what he had to say in a post-race interview with Matt Weaver. Obviously, now he has communicated to Matt Weaver that he has indeed watched the replay and he has no regrets. I think that is an accurate assessment. I think what Brenden Butterbean Queen did was excellent short track racing. You see that all across the Mid-Atlantic. You use that bumper, move them up a little bit, dive underneath of them, and then try and push them up the track. That is a classic short track move, and you see it everywhere you go. So I think there's something else going on with why Kaden Honeycutt was so frustrated. Obviously, he wanted to win the race. You don't like to lose, so that competitive nature is showing there as well. But I do think there might have been something else underlying why he was so frustrated with that move, because again, it is a very classic short track move you see every Saturday night, no matter where you go, up and down the divisions, not just in the late model stock division. But I'll leave it to you guys. What do you make of what Brenden Butterbean Queen had to say? Do you think he is accurate in saying that he has no regrets and he raced really hard and he's fine with it? Or do you think that you don't like the way he raced and you think that maybe he should have maybe apologized because you think he raced a little bit dirty? Let me know in the comments below.